guys, it's Rebecca here. Today I'm doing my top 10 favourite authors. This was really difficult to choose because there's so many amazing authors. I'll be starting at number 10 and working my way up to number 1. So I'm just going to start. Number 10 is Amanda Hocking, the author of the Trill series, the Water Song series, and many others that I haven't read yet, but I'm really wanting to. Amanda started out as a self-published author, as far as I know, and her books are so amazing. They keep you gripped from the first page, from the first word, and I love them so much. Trill is definitely one of my favourite series, and I have read it 3 times and love it more each time I read it. Number 9 is Alexandra Bracken, the author of the Darkest Minds trilogy and Passenger and soon to be Wayfarer. I am so excited for Wayfarer because I love everything Alex writes. Her Darkest Minds trilogy is just so different and I loved it, and I read all 3. It's like I didn't start reading them until In the Afterlight was out, but I started reading them all then and I loved all of them so much, and they just get better and the characters are so great and everything Alex is writing is just so rhythmic that it's so pleasurable to read. Number 8 is Marissa Meyer, the author of the Lunar Chronicles and soon to be Heartless, which is one of my most anticipated releases of this year. I cannot wait for it. Her writing is gorgeous and her retelling, her ability for retellings is just mind-blowing. She's fantastic and I love her writing so much. Number 7 is Laini Taylor, the author of the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy that I am currently reading and loving so much, and Strange the Dreamer as well, I believe, which is coming out very soon. Laini's writing is just so different and so fresh from everything I've read, and I love it. I'm listening to Daughter of Smoke and Bone as an audiobook, and I don't know if there's a better way to listen to or read her books because the narrator is fantastic and it's just, her books are amazing. They're so great. Number 6 is Victoria Schwab, the author of This Savage Song, the A Darker Shade of Magic trilogy, Vicious, the Archived series. I don't know. There's only 2 out, but I don't know if she's doing more or not. Victoria I was lucky enough to meet her at the start of August, and she is so lovely as a person. Her writing is fantastic, and I just love the fact she lives by a motto that is, if you're going to use a trope in a story, she flips it. She either completely flips the trope on its head or completely redoes the trope. For her, the Savage Song book and soon to be duology, it's the monster theory that she took monsters as the idea that they are bred from violence, from crime, from bad things happening in the world, and I absolutely loved that idea, and her ideas are so new and so different from other people's, and Victoria's writing is so brilliant. Yeah, she's fantastic. So if you haven't read anything by Victoria Schwab, go and do that and then come back and discuss it with me. Number 5 is Leigh Bardugo, the author of the Grisha trilogy and Six of Crows. 2 of my favourite things ever. Six of Crows is fantastic. I was reluctantly waiting to read this one before Crooked Kingdom came out, and it's out very soon, and I'm so excited. But I loved it. The characters are so great. Leigh's writing, Leigh's world building, everything about her books is fantastic. So yes, definitely Leigh Bardugo is number 5 for a reason. Number 4 is Sarah Rash, the author of the Snow Like Ashes trilogy I am so excited for Frostlight Night, sorry. Honestly, it's just her world building. I'm just repeating it for the same for all of them, but they're so good and so in depth. They keep you gripped from the first page. If you haven't read Snow Like Ashes and you like fantasy and high fantasy, go and read it because it is so brilliant. The main character is so well written that I could not stop reading. She's so interesting, and it's just, they're real people, and that's what I love about all of these authors, is their characters you are real. They're not characters. They feel like people, and it's great. Number 3 is Cassandra Clare, the author of The Mortal Instruments, The Inferno Devices, and The Dark Artifices, and also the co-author of the Magisterium series. I don't really know how to say that. That's a middle grade one. I am obsessed with The Mortal Instruments and anything to do with what Cassandra Clare writes. So I don't really know how to explain why she's one of my favourite authors, except from the fact she is the author that I read her books and then decided I wanted to write. So yeah, she's made a huge difference in my life, and her books are amazing, and everything she writes is fantastic. And I'm going to put it out there that any of you guys who are saying that she's writing too many books in the same world, just be quiet, because I hate that. I hate it when people say that, because that's like saying a person who writes or sets their books in the real world can't write more than one because they're set in the same world. I don't get it. If you spend the amount of time that authors have to spend to make worlds like they do, to build the worlds, everything, write as many books in that as you can if you have the story ideas that are substantial for that, because it's difficult. It is bloody difficult to build a world, and honestly, she deserves all the credit she can for that. And I love each book. In my opinion, the more books she brings out, the better they are. In my opinion, The Infernal Devices is the best of the trilogy, the series that she's written so far. Don't know what The Dark Artifices is going to be like because we've only had Lady Midnight, and I love that one. So yeah, definitely, Cassandra Clare is amazing. So you should read her if you haven't. Number 2 is my amazing friend and amazingly talented author, Kim Chance. Her book is not published, but I was lucky enough to be a beta reader for it, and I love it so much. It means so much to me. The characters are they're so real. They are amazing. They feel like my friends, and except from the evil guy, obviously. I don't want to be friends with him. He's a bit of a jerk. Anyway, I love Keeper. It's fantastic, and I cannot wait for it to be published because I need a physical copy. I need to be able to hold it and to scream it from rooftops that it's so brilliant, because Kim's writing is just mind-blowingly amazing. Her world building is fantastic. Her writing is so rhythmic and so lovely that it's just such a pleasure to read, and I need a physical copy. Number 1, none other than Sarah J. Maas, the author of the Throne of Glass series and the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I am bloody obsessed with Sarah J. Maas. Yeah, her writing is just fantastic. I love her books so much. Currently, my favourite one is A Court of Mist and Fury, for specific reasons. But I am so excited for Empire of Storms, which comes out at the start of next month. And honestly, every book that she writes, she just gets better, and I love them so, so much. She's a huge idol to me. She's helped me quite a bit with my own writing, and her books have been there when I've needed them. So yes, Sarah J. Maas, definitely number one on my list. She was the first person I put down on this list, and she has stayed at the top since I wrote the list and was trying to decide out who was going to be on it. So if you have not read any of Sarah's books, please do. Please come back and discuss them with me, because they mean so much to me, and I would love to have somebody else to talk to about them. Anyway, that's my top 10 favourite authors. I love all of them, and there's so many other amazing authors out there that I am obsessed with, but they're the top 10. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. My next video will be up next Friday. Please subscribe and maybe like this video. It would really help me. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.